Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and today I'm officially at Allegory Gallery. It's been a while, right? Often we're coming to you from our house or coming to you from Star Cottage Studio, but none of those are actually Allegory Gallery. I'm here at Allegory Gallery today. Thank you for joining me. I am still here in Johnstown. I figured I would do this right before I head home so that once I'm home, I can do some things there. So thank you for hanging out. Thank you for joining me. Please hit that share button, let people know we exist, and yeah, say hi. Say hi if you're out there. I see Susie's here and Suzanne is here. Suzanne, by the way, I found one strand of beautiful grade A Unakite. They're these rectangles. They're not in the 15 and under, they're $16. So if you're interested, if I can tempt you with those, let me know. 16 a strand, but that's the only Unakite I found. Suzanne had asked for Unakite when I put up the banner for this show. So we do try to hunt for things for you if we see that you're interested in something. Norma just joined us. Hello, Norma. Thank you for hanging out. So we're earlier today because I'm doing this right as we close the store. Our friends Mina and Bina were in today, Mimi and Bina, and they want to help us. They want to work here. So they're going to be helping me out tomorrow with some things, which is really cute. So hopefully maybe we'll do a little photo session or a little live tomorrow with them to say hi to them. But they want their first jobs. So even though their parents own a cafe, they love the beads, they love the jewelry making, so they want to learn about it. So they'll be in here with me tomorrow for part of the afternoon, and that's super cute and exciting. Marianne is here. Hello, Marianne. Suzanne says, sweet. It is. They're sweet kids. So that should be quite the afternoon. They are high energy. I am not high energy anymore. It reminds me of what it must have been like to be a kid. But my energy, as I'm hitting my mid-40s, is way less than their energy. So I'll see if I can keep up with them tomorrow. They're only going to be in for a few hours, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, today I figured, so I kind of made this hard on myself, to be 100% honest with you, because I did this show at $15 and under, thinking this will be easy to find things for this show, right? We have inexpensive things. It should be easy to find things that are $15 and under. Well, I was right, but I was right I was too right because there's too much in this store that's $15 and under. I won't say too much. There's just too much for this video that's $15 and under. So I tried to pick some of the things that maybe we haven't shown much of before, that at least I don't remember showing much of. Things that we don't generally list in the online store. So these are things that are maybe just in this store only, as far as I can remember. But we have so much in this store that's $15 and under. People always ask us if things are expensive here. We get that a lot, especially when people think about coming to take a class, and they're like, well, how much is the project going to be? And is it going to be a project? As I tell people, one of my first things when I write them back is, depending on what you're making, you can make a bracelet, an easy stretch bracelet with check glass for under $5. And people don't believe me sometimes. Perfectly easy to make it under $5. We have the stretch cord here, which we usually give to people who are making class things or making projects with us. We have Lucerna bicones, which are $2 a strand. We have 4 trays of colors of Lucerna bicones. I didn't bring those out to show you for this show because they're in the online store. If you want to see all the colors of the Lucerna bicones we have, they're there. We have 4 trays of them, $2 a strand. So like one strand is generally probably enough to do a bracelet. If you get a tube of vintage seed beads, which are $2 a tube. So that's $4 for the Lucerna bicones and the seed beads. We give you the stringing material. If you want to buy your own to take things home and do them there, you can. But this is real Czech glass. These are real vintage glass seed beads. The seed beads are either Czech, Italian, or French generally. So these are not, this is not like the plastic. This is not like saying, okay, you can make a bracelet with some plastic beads and be cheap about it. This is Czech glass imported from the Czech Republic. These are vintage glass seed beads from Italy or France or the Czech Republic. And you can make a bracelet for under $5, and that's with tax. So when people ask if their kids can come in and make things for inexpensive amounts, I don't know how much more you could expect to be, how much more inexpensive you could expect something to be for a class like that. So that's what I always try and let people know. Like, and you can go up from there. Do you want to spend $500 on a necklace? We can make that happen, right? But we can also help you make a bracelet for less than $5. So when I was looking around, as Marian said, too many choices. There are a lot of choices. There are so many choices. But I picked some gemstones. I picked some other things. I'm going to show you them today. Susie says, wait until you get into your mid-60s. Whew, I don't know. My mom, I think, has more energy than me. She has to with the grandkids. But I don't know. I guess that's out of necessity, born from necessity, right? Yeah, I don't know. But trying to stay healthier, trying to do it. I am not on Instagram today. I'm sorry to all of you Instagrammers. We don't have Wi-Fi here. And sometimes when I'm using multiple devices here, they connect to each other and they steal each other's internet, even though I tell them to turn it off. You know, sometimes it's nice when these things happen, like they just know to connect. Sometimes it's not so nice. And so I didn't want to possibly ruin this stream to Facebook and YouTube by my other devices trying to pull the energy from this phone. So I'm not on Instagram today, but that's all right. Hello, Sandra. Happy Friday to you as well. It is Friday. It is the end of the week. Andrew is, this is his last day. I do not know. I have not heard from him as to whether he is coming back tonight or if he is spending time with friends up there. He posted yesterday that he was going to try to find someone to spend the night up that way and hang out with so that he'd have to do it all in one day. I don't know what his plans are yet. We talked here and there throughout the day, and I don't know, either we both just forgot to bring it up. I forgot to ask, forgot it was Friday. So I'm kind of hoping he's found someone up there. I don't know, because that's a long drive back, and I know he could do it, but that's a long drive. Otherwise, he'll probably find a hotel along the way somewhere. So that's what's happening here today. I had one customer come in today. That was exciting. She was here, unfortunately, under some not great circumstances. She grew up around this area, but she lives in West Virginia now. And she always had hoped there would be a bead store in Johnstown when she lived here. And now that she's moved, there is a bead store in Johnstown. So she came to check us out. And I believe she's going to be coming back tomorrow. Hopefully, she had to run today, but she picked up a few things, and I'm very happy about that. It was nice to see someone in today. Sometimes I sit here most of the day without seeing anybody, but that is not unexpected because we moved to a different city. And even in Ligonier, I had many, many, many days Um, it seems funny to recall that because, it feels like, oh, we moved. Of course, we're not going to see anyone for a while or not that many people. But I do have to remember that one of the reasons we moved from Ligonier is because there were so many days in a week and in a month where no one walked in the door. So it is, we're not doing too bad up here, I should say. So that's been my day, mostly also hanging out with the kids. They were in for a lot of today, just hanging out and talking and telling me stories, quite imaginative. So it's always fun. Let's see here. So what else is everyone else doing? What are y'all doing out there? Sanders said, finished my free offer today for Mastering the Art of Sleeping Beauty Turquoise, or buying some Beauty Turquoise. So that's amazing. That's awesome. Let's see here. Anybody else? Anybody else saying what they're doing? Anybody else have anything to report? You have any plans for the weekend? I'm going to be here for the weekend, so I don't have that many extra plans for the weekend. Suzanne's house is finally painted. Hurrah, right? Yay, that's awesome. I'm glad that that worked out for you and is done. Probably nice to be like, check off the list. What color was that again? I forget what color you had it painted. I know you told me at one point. But hopefully it has a look good. Hopefully it looks good. It's always nice. I keep thinking about the cottage and how much we need to have the cottage painted, but what a big job that is going to be. Peach and 2 colors of mint. That's right. That would be pretty. That would be pretty. Yeah. See, I was looking at that when I was asking you about the colors. Not quite mint, but it's in that vein, right? Marion says, it's been raining off and on, so not much going on there. Sandra's working on a birthday present for my sister. Her birthday is the end of the month. It's going to be her birthstone. Nice. I just found out that our friend across the street, Mustafa, his birthday is the end of this month, which I did not know. So toward the end of this month. So that's exciting. And they're doing an ethnic festival in town on the 30th, I think, the 30th of this month. So that's exciting as well. I've also been asked if I want to be on the board of a committee here in town. And I'm still talking to them about that and what all that might entail. Whether I have the time and the energy for that, but it sounds promising so far. It would be on a committee to kind of help this area and kind of rejuvenate, this area. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Hello, Amanda. Thank you for joining us today. So yeah, I pulled some things today. I don't know how exciting this show is going to be. I shouldn't be like that. I should be like, this is so exciting. But it's kind of a hodgepodge of stuff because really, really, I didn't know what to pick. I just tried to pick things that I don't think we have in the online store. Sandra says, I thought the news store was going to be busier. We did not expect the news store to be busier. That was not an expectation we had in our minds, not yet at least. As time goes on and as people find us, there should be being a city compared to a very tiny town, we should have the possibility to do much more here. But having just started out, we definitely did not have the expectation within the first few months, especially in the summer, because summers are always some of our slowest times. The summer and like the dead of winter, but even the dead of winter, if the roads aren't too terrible, people usually come in and make stuff. But in the summer, it's hard to draw people in to make things. And that just makes sense. People are out doing things. It's one of the hardest times to do things. And when we think about it, we're here on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. So many of our customers are at shows. A lot of our customers do shows across the area. So those shows often happen right on the weekends. So it's one of those things that we didn't expect the summer and the first few months especially to be that busy. Oh, sorry, I've been fighting that yawn, and it was not backing down. It was not backing down. It's been a long week, y'all. Suzanne says universities are starting up, so retail is picking up. I hope so. The university here will pick up, and we are hoping that we can get students from the university who might want to do things like this and artistic people to do things. We have talked with some professors that we know, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see here. Amanda says, as soon as we got to the field for the little kids' soccer practice, it started raining. Of course it did. It is starting to rain here as well, but it's one of those kind of annoying rains where it just starts very light, and it hasn't done much more than that. Start and stop, start and stop. I carried my sign in and out a few times today thinking that it was going to completely rain, and it never has yet. It has not rained enough that it would have messed up my chalkboard sign, but I've pulled it in and out a number of times anyway. So let's get started, y'all. I know. What I really actually wanted to start with today is taking a look at a few things. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go away for a little bit, my face, and we're going to take a look at some things. I'm trying not to say I'm trying to be better about that. First thing I want to talk about there. Y'all can still hear me, right? Let me know if you can still hear me. I believe you can still hear me. The first thing I want to talk about is this Ava Motherwell trunk show. This is coming up on Saturday and Sunday in September, the 14th and 15th, noon to 4, both days. We will probably extend it a little bit. Oh, good, you can't hear me. Good. We will, it's going to be definitely noon to 4. We are going to have Ava here to show off her collection of wonderful vintage and vintage inspired beads. She gets these things from all over mostly all over Europe. A lot of them are Italian, French. We do have a few of her things in the online store still, I believe, and we have carried her things here in the store and online. We still have things actually here in the store too. So if you are in the area here in Johnstown on September 14th and 15th, we hope you'll stop by, not only because the trunk show is in town and we want Ava to have a wonderful reception here, but also because it is our 13th anniversary here at Allegory Gallery on September 15th. It is officially our 13th anniversary. And so we are, we're going to do something. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but we would love, that lucky number 13. We would love to be able to celebrate with people. So if you are around the 14th and 15th of September, noon to 4, stop by 608 Grove Avenue here in Johnstown and hang out with us and Ava. Now, we are also planning a online live component to this show. So even if you can't be here, you can join us for the live and take part in this trunk show. Just like all of the other trunk shows we bring in, this one is just set up more as a retail show, but we will be planning an online component as well. So stay tuned for news on that. We will get all those details ready. I believe it's going to happen Saturday night on the 14th, the night of the 14th, after we close most likely, and we will start working on the live portion of that. So if you love this kind of stuff like we do, you're going to want to stay tuned. Her booth is always so colorful at shows, and it makes me want to buy everything, every single thing. Marianne says, nice person to celebrate with. It definitely is. We like Ava a lot. We've always had a good relationship with her, and we are so glad that she picked us to come in this area to come visit, and that we get to hang out with her. She will also be, I think, staying with us. So that's another thing. I have to get the house in order. Well, Andrew and I have to get the house in order. The weekend after this, though, Andrew will be driving up to Providence, Rhode Island, for his BIPOC retreat for the Society of Inclusive Blacksmiths. So I don't know if I will be going with him to that. It is a BIPOC retreat, so technically I am not able to attend. They are having the attendance for most of it, I believe, for BIPOC only. So that's Black, Indigenous, people of color. So I don't know if I will go with him or not, maybe at least to help share the drive. We'll see how it goes, what days he has to be away. But he will be attending that the weekend after this. And then, as many of you already know, in October at Sawtooth down in Winston-Salem is Andrew's class, Explorations of Color on Metal. So day one of this class is going to be an introduction and talking about cold applications. Day two will dive into the hot applications, and he will be talking about vitreous enamel, powder coating, different kinds of hot applications like that. And then on day three, you will get to pick the things that you want to do, the thing you want to focus on the most, and you'll be able to explore that more fully. Suzanne says Sandra is attending. Yes, Sandra is attending. We can't wait to hang out. It's going to be super exciting. We're super excited about it. And, oftentimes when we have classes, you take the class, you go out to lunch together or dinner together. It's a whole experience, and we're very excited by it, and we hope that our students are as well. I say our students, I'm just TAing. I'm there to be the teacher's assistant. So I have to get my knowledge of all of this. Andrew has to come back home here at some point and teach me all these things that I've never done before. And I've done a lot of them before. I can't say that. But he has to, make sure that I can also help students with this stuff too. So we got to get our notes together and put our heads together and really work on making sure that I know how to help people, and that we know how the class is going to, kind of function that way. Sandra says, it will be so much fun. Can't wait to learn. Yes, you're going to learn a lot of good stuff, I think, that you're going to be able to use for your jewelry making. It's explorations of color on metal, and when people think of that, sometimes they just think of large metal things, but this could be like smaller pieces of metal that you turn into pendants, or that you learn to adhere to other things, or you can go on to you can do these kind of things and then go on to make bracelets out of them, or all this different kind of stuff you can do. So very useful, very, I think, insightful, you're going to find. And then today, I thought we would take a look. It's been a while since we've taken a look at some of the things y'all have done. And I like to do that. I don't always get myself prepared in time to do that. So I went through the Design Challenge group a little bit and through some of your posts, and I pulled out some things to show some people. So our friend Barbara made these earrings, for example, using our little starry drops. These are our wooden pendants, our little starry drop pendants. And she created these earrings using those wooden pendants. So a lot of people often ask us, like, how do you use these? What do you use these for? And here's one great example of how you can use them. The wood in the wooden pendants is so light that even the largest of the pendants could be used really to make earrings. I'm trying to think, maybe the very largest one might be too heavy, but really any of those pendants, we call them pendants, but any of them could be turned into earring charms like this. Barbara is here. Hello. Hello. I didn't see your name pop up, so I wasn't sure. But thank you for joining us too. Sandra said, those are cute, right? Aren't they awesome? Says, thanks for showing my earrings. Thanks for doing them and showing us your earrings. So these are Barbara's, and then our friend Norma created this using one of our pink luxury bead blends and added a few beads of her own. But look how beautiful this is. I love, when we sell these luxury bead blends, they're in a bag. And I always love to see how you all use them and put them together. And to me, this was kind of amazing how kind of subtly blingy this is, right? It doesn't have a ton of bling. It's not like over the top, but it's very subtly blingy. And, we sell a lot of the luxury bead blends. People love them. Andrew works really hard at making them so that people do love them. But not always do we see them actually together in something, right? And so, especially like this, sometimes people use a little bit of them here and there, and that's fine. They're meant to be used however you want. But when you put them together like this, you really see how nice of something you can make using just those bead blends, right? Or mainly just those bead blends. Sandra said, this is one of my favorite necklaces, love pink. Norma says, Andrew makes great mixes, and you made a great necklace. I enjoy this a lot. Marion says, I love the idea, but it's pink. I know, Marion, I know. Now, please, I pulled some of the most recent items. So these are not I'm not picking favorites, so please don't get upset if I didn't pull any of your items here. I try and do this every once in a while because it is very important to us that, we don't get a ton of viewers on here, but it is very important to us that we show off what you make. We want to show you off as well. Our business was not built on just people seeing us. We want other people to be seen and heard. And that's what the whole idea behind Allegory Gallery, the reason we named it that is so that you can tell your story through what we provide. And we want to see your story, we want to understand your story, and we want other people to see your story. So that's why we like to do this once in a while. And then our friend Susan made these beautiful earrings. I recognize those little diamonds at the bottom. Made these earrings using a strand of those beautiful diamond-shaped quartz beads that we had. I love them because they're an odd shape, I think. A lot of times people aren't sure what to do with them. So this is a lovely example on how you can use those in a really, really elegant way. And I say elegant because these could be elegant, but these are also something that are, it's some quartz and some silver. And so these could go really well with jeans, right? Jeans and a t-shirt, or you could dress these up if you're wearing a dress. It's great for a summer dress, great for a pantsuit. These earrings, I love them because they can go so many different ways. They're so versatile. And it's a great example of how you can use those diamond-shaped beads. I do still have some of those in strawberry quartz and the blue chalcedony, by the way, but they're not in the $15 show tonight. They're a little bit more than 15. Susan also made these, and I believe the drops she got from us during one of our random shows, or who knows what show that is. Um, Hold on, sorry, I got caught up in comments. Teresa is here. Hello, Teresa. Thank you for joining in. Sandra says, that's a great idea. Me likey, says Marianne. Beautiful earrings, says Norma. Yes, I love these too. I believe it's the bottom drops that she got from us. I feel like I remember those. And I can't remember if they were glass or if they're a vintage plastic. Sandra says, I use that shape for center of the bracelet, the diamond shape. Yes. Yep. For the center of a bracelet, it's a beautiful shape for that too. Kind of like a, like a watch, right? You've got that centerpiece there. Yeah, so I love these. It's the same thing. It's black and white, right? So these can be elegant. These can be dressed down, dressed up, dressed down. Very versatile. And I think they're vintage plastic. I could be wrong. Susan, if you're tuning in, let me know. But I'm pretty sure they're vintage plastic. So you can see how you can dress that up and really make plastic, look luxurious. Barbara said mixed metals are trending again. Yes, they are, and this has some mixed metals in there, right? Yeah, mixed metals. I don't think mixed metals are going away anytime soon. To be honest, I think people, everything's cyclical, and of course, people will get tired of it. I'm sure at some point, but I think people have gotten tired of being matchy, and I think people really, you see a lot of people now just kind of throwing away some of those rule books and wearing layers of things and wearing the things that they like, whether it matches or corresponds. And I think that's fun. And I think, we're all about self-expression. And I think that's one of the best ways to express yourself is not to be confined by the rules that, oh, I have silver earrings, I have to wear my silver ring, and I have to wear my silver bracelet. Why? Right? Why do you have to do that? So, yeah. And then Suzanne recently did these using some of our turquoise and the blister pearls. I love when you use the blister pearls, Suzanne. I love how these turned out. I love the, this is something, that is fairly simple, but yet it works, right? It works really well. And it shows you how you can take a strand of blister pearls and a pendant, or a strand of turquoise and the right pendant. And just by doing that, you've made something very nice and something that really speaks to people. A lot of people really enjoyed these, and I enjoy these. I think you don't have to overcomplicate things sometimes, right? You don't really have to overcomplicate things. A lot of times when we're trying to design things, we're trying to, throw everything in the kitchen sink into the design. And as Suzanne shows here, you don't always have to do that. Sometimes editing and keeping it simpler is the best option. And then we have Cheryl. I had to show this one. This is one of the first that we are actually seeing something made with the luster pendant. We have sent a lot of luster pendants out into the world, but we have not seen a lot of things being made with the luster pendant. So I'm super excited. I was super excited to see this and how beautiful that looks with the luster pendant, right? You have the seed beads, and you have I saw a little bit of purple up toward the edges, the ends of the strands, right? To pull out the purple in the luster pendant. It's just, it's very refined, and it lets the pendant do what we made the pendant to do, which was, be lustrous and be front and center. And it works really, really well. So great job. Great job. And while we're on Cheryl, let's take another look at these. And the reason I picked these, because these beads, these conglomerate beads, I had no idea. Sometimes when I'm selling the beads, I oftentimes talk about how I would use them or what I would do with them. Sometimes I really don't have a clue. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know how people are going to use this. I don't even know how I would use this yet. And these were one of those. I was like, when I saw them, I'm like, what do you make with these, right? What do you make with these? And Cheryl not only made this, she made a bracelet and she made earrings as well out of these kind of beads. And I love the whole set. I think it's amazing. I think you did an incredible job. Hello, Harry. Thanks for joining us. And I just think if you haven't had a chance to see, all of these are available in the Design Challenges group on Facebook. And if you haven't seen these, all of these that I'm showing you, take a closer look, because I know most of you might be on phones. So these are, I know on my phone this is very small, but if you're watching on TV, on YouTube, then you're getting a big view of this, right? But if you haven't had a chance to see these larger, check out the Facebook Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group, and you'll see all of these designs, and you'll see the other ones. I didn't show them, I didn't take pictures of all of them, but I love this. I love this design. Marianne said, love this necklace of Cheryl's. Me too. I like the whole set. Amanda says, gorgeous. Yes, it is. And then our friend Artsy Sciencey made these beautiful earrings with some tourmalinated, looks like tourmalinated quartz, I believe. And I believe those are garnet drops. Those are the garnet drops that she got from us. And I love these too. I love, like, these look, I don't know, there's just something about this black and red. And that tourmalinated quartz is so nice, and those garnets are just so juicy at the end that they just pair so well together. And I love it with the silver. I think it looks great. I'm more of a silver fan than gold generally, and I think these work really well. Although I think this in gold could look really well too. It look really great too. And then our friend Kathleen, our new friend Kathleen, who comes into the store here, she works with paint skins. That's what she calls them, paint skins. I had not heard of this, other than I know Andrew has talked about it, that when he has his acrylic paints, he uses a like a Chinese takeout container lid for his palette when he paints. And I know he's shown that before, and he sometimes has shown, I think, on videos, on some of our videos, him peeling those paint skins off. Well, I'm assuming this is kind of what Kathleen does, but she makes them very pretty, and she puts them in those bezels under glass. So that pendant is actually, I believe, a paint skin pendant that she has put the paint skin in a bezel under glass and then mixed with our electroplated quartz. Those pink stones are electroplated quartz, and then she had those flowers. And I don't know if those are polymer flowers. They look like polymer flowers to me, but I could be wrong. But I think that came out really, really nice. And this is the same thing with the owl. The body of that owl, I believe, is an acrylic paint skin that's in a bezel under glass. And then she paired with it those check glass leaves that she's got from us. And I love those too. The check glass leaves we do have, and they are under $15, but I don't have them in the show today, but they're also in the online store. So if you like those, you can check those out at allegorygallery.com. I will mention here as well, we're doing the $15 and under show today. I set up an entire collection in our online store of things $15 and under. So if you didn't visit allegorygallery.com today, at the very top is a collection of things, pretty much everything on our site that's $15 and under. Just so people could take a glimpse through it, I think there's 105 pages worth of stuff. There are over 2,000 items, I believe is what it calculated, that are $15 and under in the online store. So if you're looking for a little gift for someone, if you're looking to, hit that price point, you want to build a bracelet for under $15, it's a great collection to check out, knowing that pretty much everything in that collection is going to be $15 or less. Our friend Diane made these. She was going to a show that the pink flamingo is the theme, and she used our vintage sequins on the bottom of that. Vintage sequins on the bottom of those earrings with those pink flamingos at the top. And I just thought that was really fun. And I don't know what this backdrop is that she put it on, but I love that splash of that butterfly and coneflower or whatever that is there. Marianne says 105 pages. Oh my, yes. People don't realize there's so much in our online store, but that's 105 pages worth of products. I don't know how many products are on a page in that collection, but it's a lot of stuff. Over 2,000 things, whatever that works out to be. So lots of stuff in the online store for under $15. People talk about how things are getting more and more expensive, and it is true, that's happening. But we still have a lot of things that you can buy for your jewelry making that's under $15. And then our friend Michelle, getting ready for the Christmas season already, designed and made this seed beaded bracelet. And I love it because I love Christmas, and I would never, ever, ever have the patience to make this. And so it kind of astonishes me that she does and that she can do these things. And I love the designs that she comes up with. So this is her latest creation. Marianne says, your prices are awesome. Thank you. We do try hard. And really, we should probably raise our prices so we can live a little bit more. But we're in this, to create a community. And we want as many people to be able to partake in this community as possible. We are not elitists, and we do not feel jewelry making in any way is for only people who, quote unquote, can afford it. We want everyone to be able to afford it and make things. And like I said earlier in the day, when you can come into the store here and make a bracelet made of good, nice real check glass and real vintage glass seed beads for under $5, I think we kind of proved that. So those are the items that I picked today, just to kind of, say thank you for sharing and congratulations on your hard work. There's so many beautiful things y'all are making out there. And if you have not seen what AG Bead fam out there, please check out the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group. All right. Suzanne says, are some check glass fake? No, I don't mean that. I just mean that it's actual glass. It's real imported check glass. Not that there are fakes out there, although maybe people could be passing off other glasses, check glass, but that's not what I mean. I mean that, people assume when they hear they're going to make something for $5 that it's going to be like some junky plastic something. And no, this is authentic check glass and authentic glass seed beads for under $5 that you can walk out with a bracelet. So that's what I mean. All right, everyone. Now let's flip this camera around, and we're going to take a look at some of the things. We have a lot of stuff. Like I said, I made myself a problem today by doing this show under $15. I was thinking, oh, this will be easy. I'll be able to find stuff. Well, I found too much stuff. So I can't show it all to you. I'm just going to show you some things, and then maybe we'll take a little tour around the store. I thought, and depending on how long my battery holds out, because I forgot I didn't charge my battery today. Let me actually get the charger. I thought it was all planned out and set up. And then I realize now I didn't plug in my phone. Here we go. If I don't plug in my phone, that's a bad news bear right there. Because we will definitely not be doing a store tour if I don't get my phone plugged in. See, I was 2/3 dead, so I'm glad I thought about that just now. All right, so this is for Suzanne, if you're interested. You asked for Unikite. It's not a $15 strand, it's a $16 strand, so it's not, I mean, anyone can claim this if they want it, but Suzanne gets first dibs. This is grade A Unikite, and these are 10 by 14 millimeter rectangles, 10 by 14 millimeters. And let's see here. I'm just getting this. Let's hope I don't connect to this. All right. Suzanne says I'll take it. Okay, I'll set that aside for you. I'll remember that. Okay, so I've got to get my ruler. Claiming today is going to be a little different. Everything has a skew, but some things have the same skew. So when it comes to the things that have the same skew, what we're going to do is ask you to take a screenshot or send us a very good description. I know it's not the best way to do things, but we used to do this before and it worked just fine. It's really the easiest way that I can do things that are in the store. So that'll also help if I do a walking tour a little bit here toward the end, if you all want to see that. It'll be the easiest way because I cannot assign lot numbers to everything in the store. It would be impossible. But we'll do it through the skew first, and I'll try and do things. But for example, here we have Marsha Neal Studios. These beads are all $2 each, and they look like this, and there are some that look like this, and they are all the same skew, 12707. So what I do is I hold this here and I say, if there's a particular bead in here that you want, take a screenshot and send us that screenshot in an email to info@allegorygallery.com. Only $2 each, Marsha Neal Studio beads. And I love Marsha as a person. I love her beads. I love her work. You can also take a screenshot while I'm holding something. On an Apple device, to take a screenshot, it's hitting the volume up and the power button at the same time. You squeeze them together. That's on an Apple device. Most Apple devices work that way. I think most Samsung devices also work that same way. I think these companies have kind of come together to do that. And then just send that screenshot to us in an email and let us know which one you want. That's the easiest way for me to know, because you could say the blue one, but is it tealy blue? Is it sky blue? Is it dark blue? Is it this other tealy blue, right? So that's how we have to do it. So take a screenshot and send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. I don't know if I have anything that says that. No. So Marion says, except it's volume down on Samsung. Oh, they must have changed it, because last time when people told me it was a volume up. That's different then. I think Apple can, I don't know if Apple does it both ways or if it's always the volume up. I'm not going to try it because I'll end up shutting you all off, and I don't want to do that. So this is Marsha Neal Studio. If you don't care which ones I pick, or if you just want generally green or generally blue, then I can pick them for you. You can just send that in an email and describe what you want, and I'll pick some out for you. All right. So that is the first one. The next one we have are these Afghan small bells. And I'm going to show you both of them. We have an Afghan large bell and a small bell. So these are the two sizes. Hello, Anne. Thanks for joining us. These are the two sizes. The bigger ones are about, it's a little bit hard to gauge, about 33 millimeters. And the next one, the smaller ones are about 23. So they're about 10 millimeters difference. There's the little one. That one's another clanger. They all sound a little different. So the small ones are $5 each. The large ones are $7 each. And this is 2979, as you can see there, 2979. And these are 2980. I just threw the bell. So there you go. We've got 4 of those. Actually, those all, this, here. No, those all have clangers. Why does it not work? They all do. Okay, there we go. 4 of one, 5 of the other. And I'm going to take a drink. I'm sitting under a fan, so I'm drying out faster. Next up, we have some more Marsha Neal Studio. These are pairs, and they are only $10 each. 12396. 12396. And I love these for earrings. I don't know. I kind of like these little ones with the swirly on the end, but I also like the matte versions of these. I think they would go amazingly well with like some bone beads, because they look, I don't know, they look kind of tribal-like. I love that look. And then we got 2 of those pairs. So $10 a pair, 12396. And again, if you want anything, take a screenshot, send it to us, or do a description, good description for me. Hello, Michelle. Thanks for joining in. Good to see you here. I also have these, the 2 Bead Sisters Lampwork glass strands, which I did not think we had Lampwork glass under $15, but we have actually both of these strands under $15. And these are artisan made Lampwork glass, $12 for this strand. And this is a slightly longer one at $14 for this strand. Really pretty, kind of very natural, woodsy almost kind of colors. Danette's back. So I'm home from the beach. Nice to get away. Wonderful to be back home. I was wondering if you got back home yet. I know we haven't seen you in a few shows, and I knew you were at the beach. So good to have you back. Glad you had a good time. $12 and $14. Today we're doing things under $15. And I said I have too many things to pick from. So this is 4005 and 4004. If you're looking for that. 4005 for the $12 one, 4004 for the $14 one. You can send that SKU to us in an email. None other ones are going to have that SKU, so you can just send the SKU. You don't have to do a screenshot. Next up, these Mongolian brass leafy design beads. It's like every time I show these, we sell at least one of them. I'm surprised we still have any of these left because I think they're amazing, and they're only $12 a bead, which astounds me as well because I feel like that's an excellent price. It's a very old price too, I will say. These are Mongolian brass, leafy design. We have the two kind of conical ones and then the one rectangular cube. And these are 3070 and $12 each. 3070. And like I said, I tried to pull things today that I don't think we have on the website. Show the kits with the humble beads. Those are old pricing too. I don't know where those are now. I'll have to see. I think they're on the front table, maybe. 3015 Nigerian brass beads. Very cool Nigerian metal beads. Marion says, hey, lurker Lennox. $3.25 each only. $3.25 each. Where'd that one go? Let's go right underneath. Those. So we got those two, and then this one's a little bit different. And SKU on those again, a little broken label, 3015. 3015. And then we have these Tibetan beads. These are $9 each only. $9 each. 12761 Tibetan beads. They are super beautiful. They've got the coral and the turquoise in there with the brass. We have two of this size and one slightly larger. So depending on which you'd like. Boy, I'm like dropping everything today. And two of them are like this, in this style, with the 5 around the bead hole. And then the other one is this style. Again, 12761 Tibetan beads. You can give me the SKU. You can send me an email with just saying Tibetan beads and let me know if you want the smaller, the larger. Do you want the odd one out? Do you want the smaller one that has the 5 around the center? Any description will work, or a screenshot. Screenshot works well too. Lennis wants to see the humble beads. Let me check. They are under 15, so let's take a look. So these were part of Heather's Beautiful Elements, or Beautiful Elements kits. And it comes with one of her beads and some waxed linen, some Irish waxed linen. And they are $12 each. So these are 12614. And so we have this color. We have, let's see. So I have these 3 colors. I have 4 of them in this color. I have 1 of them in this pink and blue. And I have 2 of them in this tealy color. And it says, yep, good price on a humble bead, right? So there you go. If you want any of those, let me know if you will call this the green, we'll call this the pink, and we'll call this the teal. Green, pink, teal. Humble beads, little design kits. All right, now we're going to look at some gemstone strands. And I picked a few. I have these smooth rounds in Tiger Eye, 4mm. These are a nice grade stone. Beautiful Tiger Eye, 4mm rounds. $12 for the strand, 15-inch strand, 5748. You can just send me 5748 and I'll know what that is. $12 for that strand. And here we have 5751 fancy jasper, 6mm, 15.5-inch strand, $14. Beautiful. You know what? I need better light. It's getting dark. Let me get a better light. I'm sitting here like, if I'm straining to see these beads, everyone else is probably straining to see these beads too. There we go. There we go. That's a little better. I think that's better. Is that better? So much better. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. There we go. All right, 5751. Fancy jasper bead strand, smooth rounds, 6mm, $14 a strand. These are really, really pretty. I'm honestly surprised we still have these because these are some of my favorite because they're such a beautiful green. Hello, Susie. Thanks for joining us. They're such a beautiful green. Deep, deep color in those. Next up, jade rectangles, 8mm by 13mm, only $12. I think this is the last strand of these. Marian said it's better with more light. Good. Look how juicy these are. I don't think if I bought these today, they would be, what, $12 did I say? I do not think these would be $12 today. Because these are super juicy. Last strand of those available. 3535. 18 by 13mm jade rectangles. Next up, 5794 carnelian, 15-inch strand, 6mm rounds, smooth rounds, only $12. Look at how pretty those are. Beautiful strand of carnelian rounds, 5794. These have been some of my favorite beads for a long time. 3528 agate teardrops. And just to give you an idea, let's measure one of these. They are about 27 by 21 millimeters. I just am smitten with the patterns in these. And I could see these on gold. I could see these, you know, with with silver, they look great. I'd put them with gold, I think, right now in my brain. Just a nice pair of earrings if you wanted to, but look at that, I want to say texture, it's not a texture, patterning. Because the texture is smooth. Look at that one. I think I do I have another one of these? Or this might be it. No, I have one other strand. I have two of these. Smitten like a kitten, says Sandra. That's for sure. I love these strands. 3528. They are only $10 each. What a deal. This is a 3. So generally, we don't buy in the same thing over and over again. So if you see something with a 2 or a 3, it's been around for a pretty long time. I don't even know if we have any more 1s. They start out with a 1. But if it starts out with a 2 or a 3, these strands have been with us for quite some time. And so you know those prices are probably back from 2011, 2012, somewhere in there, 2013. Well, probably more like 2013, probably around 2014 or so, because Andrew didn't do, he did handwriting of all of the inventory before that, but we moved into numbering systems around 2014, I believe. I just love those. Sometimes I can't believe things are still around. Red Jasper chips, $6. There's a 2, 2232. 2232 Red Jasper chips. This is when having a bead store, and you know beads don't go bad, they don't spoil, is a good thing, because these have been around for a while. And it's not because there's anything wrong with them. It's just, you know, sometimes in chips we buy in larger quantities. Sometimes people just don't like chips because they don't know what to do with them. But as Suzanne showed, we showed the photos earlier of some of her work, you can see it's easy to use chips, and even those blister pearls that are kind of like chips, and you can use them just like any other bead, right? So this is 2232 Red Jasper chips, $6, and these are pretty big. Some of these chips go up to about 14 millimeters or so, but some of them are like 10 millimeters. Oh, Michelle needs to go. See you, Michelle. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night. Have a good birthday weekend, too. 3644. Green chalcedony faceted rounds, 4 millimeters. Look how pretty. And that's my green. I love it. Such a pretty strand. $10 only, 3644. Next up, we've got a bronzite bead strand. Bronzite bead strand, smooth rounds, 6 millimeters, 16 inches, only $14. And this is just a very pretty kind of brown, black, bronzy stone. And this one's subtle, but it's a really intense, beautiful color. When you definitely want something that's brown, right? There's not a lot that's a pretty brown. You've got tiger eye, but it gives you that reflection. Sometimes it's not what you're looking for. This is just a nice, pretty brown color. 5749, $14. Next up, agate, but really pretty agate, $12, 3221. And you can also see we now put a lot of the sizing on the label, whereas before, back in the day, the label making software couldn't go small enough, so you didn't get a lot of that extra information on there. These are about 11 millimeters by about 9. And let me show you how beautiful these are. They almost look like a moonstone. It's almost like a moonstone. Beautiful color in there. And so we're looking at 3221 agate ovals. Let's see, what do I have next here? Rutilated quartz chips, $7 for the strand, 2238. There are some good rutilations happening in these chips. These are juicy. Look at all that gold color you're seeing. I hope you're seeing it. I'm seeing it. These are some kind of luxurious chips. Sometimes when you see rutilated quartz chips, it's almost nothing going on. Not in these. So this strand, let's see, it should be, I believe, a 16-inch strand. That's a 16-inch strand. And those chips, they vary. You can see they vary widely. But just to pick one here, about 13 millimeters on the average size, I'd say. That's 2238. And that one is sold. We've sold a few things over the course of this here. Sure, I'm trying to pull things as I go. So that I can separate them out a little bit. Next up, Amazonite squares or rectangles. Amazonite rectangles, 2442. These are just a cool, like I do not see this, I don't see this shape anymore. These we got pretty early. We still have a few of them. And just to grab one here and measure it, you're looking at about 17 millimeters by about 9, 10-ish. And should be 16-inch strand, about 15.5-inch strand. 15.5-inch strand. 2442. Amazonite rectangles. Aren't those cool? I like those a lot. All right. Next up, we have some manufactured sea glass. I'm just going to show you the kind of tray here. We have them at various sizes. This is an 8-inch strand, 4 millimeter rounds. And these are only $4.50 each. These are 5797. And so these are the 4 millimeter size. And then we go up to a 6 millimeter size on the same 8-inch strand. And that goes to $5. It's 50 cents more. 5796. And then we have a few of the larger strands, just the 2 colors available in the 5805. This is only $6. 10 millimeter, 13-inch strand. Oh, this is manufactured sea glass rounds. So spread those out a little bit. If you want to take a screenshot, if you want any of those, I think those are pretty good prices for those. $4.50, $5, and $6 for the various sizes. I think that's a good deal. 5797, 5796, and 5805. 4 millimeter, 6 millimeter, and 10 millimeter. And then also in the manufactured sea glass, we have these large lovelies, lovely pebbles. So 5793, $8.50. About 10 by 12 millimeter, 8-inch strand. I love these little pebbles. So we have 2 of this darker style in the darker kind of gray blue. 1 of the lighter blue, which is super pretty. Look at the color in that. That looks a lot like a blue chalcedony, right? But it's glass. And then we have the kind of evergreen color. And then kind of like an aquamarine color. This one is actually, this one goes over in this tray. This is a little bit smaller. Yeah, so we got 1 of that. Then we have the frosted clear. And the bright green. Sandra says, I was thinking it looks a lot like blue opal. Yeah, that too, right? The Oahe blue opal. And then this kind of neon blue, this kind of like neon apatite blue. And they call it cultured sea glass because it's not found naturally. It's made. It's person-made, human-made. But we know, we actually talked with the guy one year in Tucson where we get this, and he has relatives. He's from China. He has relatives in China, and 1 year, he's here in the US, and I don't know if he's working in finance. He was doing something. 1 year, his village back home had a drought, and they make their living mostly on farming. And when the drought happened, they lost a lot. And so that wouldn't happen again. He figured out something that they could do. So he bought these very, very large tumblers for them, and he supplied his family with those. And now they make a very large production of sea glass, or cultured sea glass. So it's always good, it's a good story. It's a good feeling to know you're helping people and letting them make a livelihood. These are slightly smaller. So these ones were 10 by 12, and these ones are 8 by 10 millimeters. They're 25 cents less. 5794 is the SKU. Sandra says, but less expensive. Yes, less expensive than the Loahi Blue Oval, right? So we have them in many of the same colors: the frosted, the light blue, and the pink. Sometimes it's intriguing, right? Good to know these things. It's good to meet people. That's why I love going to the shows, because sometimes you do meet people like that, and the people who do this work. All right, so these are, I believe, these 10 millimeter rounds, but in the shorty strands in the different colors. We had the 10 millimeter rounds before, but they were the long strands at $6. These are $5.50 for the shorter strands, but they come in the different colors. Sometimes we can get the short strands, sometimes we can get the long strands. Sometimes some of the colors don't come in all the different sizes. And these are 5795. 5795. I don't know where I'm making up numbers from today. 5795. And if you've all been peeking these over here, these are some of my favorites. These little jagged tooth little things. $7.50. 5 millimeter by about 27 millimeter. 7-inch strands of the cultured sea glass daggers. 2 strands of those available. All right, and would it be an allegory gallery under something show without bringing out some vintage pearls to prove that we've got great vintage pearls at low prices? I don't think so. So, of course, here we go. $12 a strand only, freshwater pearls, 3, 4, 5, 8. And these are the gray pearls. These beautiful gray metallic pearls with beautiful subtle, these are a more subtle luster than like a peacock pearl. But you still see the rainbows in there, right? You still see those beautiful rainbows. It's just a little bit more subtle. Sometimes you don't want that kind of flashiness too much. So these are beautiful vintage freshwater pearls in this gray. And some of you may not have seen gray before too much. So let me get the peacock one so you can see what I'm talking about. So here's a peacock. Now these ones are definitely not, these are 22 a strand. Still a great price. But those are the peacock pearls. And here's the more subtle gray pearl with those. So you can see it really is more of a silvery gray color. So if you're designing with silver, the silver really looks really beautiful, but also it stands out in kind of a mixed metal way, where if you're using these with a gold or a bronze, it kind of takes the place of a silver metal, right? So you still get kind of a mixed metal look, but using a pearl, which I think is really cool. So those are 3, 4, 5, 8, and only $12 a strand. I think that's all we've got left. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 strands. So got those. What else do I have here? New jade. New jade, these kind of twisted, I don't even know what you call this shape. It's just a twisted shape. Twisted rectangle, kind of, right? Twisted rectangle. 15 millimeters by 7 millimeters, 15-inch strand, $15, 5500. Almost looks like opalite in some ways, but it's a natural version of that. Like look at this one. The lighter ones kind of look like that beautiful opalite, but a natural opalite, not a glass. So that is 5500. Okay, let me move that over there. Ooh. Talking about blue opals before. How about some pink opal? Pink opal rounds, 10 millimeters, smooth rounds, $14 a strand only. 4715. Look at these pink opal. Very subtle pink hues. Beautiful pink opal rounds. 10 millimeters. 4715. And doesn't say the length. Let me get the length for you on these. This is about a 15.5-inch strand. 15.5-inch strand. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me. Right now, it's 7:30. We would have just been getting started right now. How about that? How crazy is that? All right. These are some beads that I think we've only ever shown once. Nancy says, late but here. Hi, everyone. Hello, Nancy. So these are Z-style beads, Tibetan-style Z bead. $12. These are 7.25-inch strands. And these beads, I think, are 10 millimeters. And look at the richness in these. Now, I don't have a skew on these yet. You can just say the Z style, but I've got a number of them that we brought in. Look at how beautiful they are. Look at those. If those aren't dreamy, I don't know what is. Super dreamy. I'll show you another one up close. Marianne says, yet I'm yawning and my brain must think it's close to bedtime. I know I tricked you. I tricked your brain today. Maybe I'm just putting you to sleep. Maybe I'm boring you, which is entirely possible. I told you I have low energy today. I couldn't hold back the yawn myself. Aren't these incredible? Like, this is such a beautiful quality Z-style bead. Now we say Z-style because if these were real Z beads, they would not be $12 for the strand. Authentic. But these are done in that way. And I've got a number of strands of those available. If any of y'all are interested, looks like I have sold some so far. Let me put those over there. And I also sold that so far. Put that over there. I think that's these ones. Okay, so because some of you got the Z style, I'm going to show you these, even though they're $16. Everybody, they're $1 over, but these are the larger, longer strands of the smaller ones, and they're matte. Like, I am insane about these. They're 14-inch strands. These are 6 millimeter. And just look at them. They're matte. Look how good those look. Now again, sorry, this is going $1 over my show price, but these are $16 for the strands. So if any of you want them to go with those bigger ones, because I know some of you got those, look, they'd be great spacers in there if you wanted to. But look at those. So just letting you know, those are available. Now, I do have smaller strands of smaller ones, $10. These are the 6 millimeter. This is a about 7.5-inch strand. If you want the kind of coordinating ones to these. So they are in the show price. They are only $10 a strand for the shorty strand of small polished ones. I just think those are incredible. I'll show you another strand. Look at how pretty. Oh, sorry. I get carried away sometimes looking at them myself. Okay. The rest of the things in that tray are over. All right. Let's see here. Okay, what am I doing? Just trying to, there's somebody bought one of those. Thank you so much. All right. And that one, somebody bought that. Okay. Next up. Need white beads, anybody? White? I really like those matte ones. Me too, Marianne. Me too. These are vintage, actually antique Japanese. They still have the old paper tags, made in Japan. And these are white glass Japanese drop beads. 5310. $5 each only. And they're kind of pear-shaped. Kind of drop pear-shaped. I don't know the size of these. These are about 9 millimeters or so by about 6. And the strand length is about 11 inches. About 11-inch strands. So I give you the SKU 5310. These are beautiful. They are white. So if you were looking for white to go with some of the, like those, I keep talking about those party opals. Those party opals are so beautiful. And if you put those in between here as like kind of spacer beads or any kind of bright neon colors or pastels with these, I think they would look super. I think it was Cheryl did some white with some beautiful pastels or color beads, and they came out really, really pretty. It's still in my brain. I still love the combination she did, and I think these would be gorgeous with it. Suzanne says, Charlie says they will be gorgeous on her fur tuxedo, or her tuxedo fur, right? They will. They will. We've sold a few of those. Thank you so much. I'm going to put that strand over there so I don't forget. Now these ones, those are $18. I can't show you those. How about this? One strand left of this size, looks like. One strand left, 4013. These are a coated crystal. These are a faceted rondelle coming in at about 8 millimeters. This is about a 12-inch strand. And it's just a beautiful crystal with that metallic AB on one side. But if you're doing things with blue lace agate, blue chalcedony, aquamarine, I could see this blending in with any of those really nicely. And that just sold. Thank you so much. Now, at the beginning of the show, well, kind of the beginning, I showed you that piece that Kathleen made with her paint skins using our electroplated quartz, and she used a burgundy electroplated quartz. The only one I have left is this beautiful blue electroplated quartz. This is 4485. There are only one of these left. $11.25 for the whole strand. Look at how beautiful those are. And every once in a while you get one that didn't get coated as well or get electroplated as well. But they also have the other colors in there oftentimes toward the hole. But I think that makes them super pretty. And this strand is sold. So for the person who bought it, let me measure it for you. That's a 16-inch strand. And let me just grab one of these. They're about 12 millimeters by about 8. And so I've never seen those magical. I know, right? We had them in so many. We had them in, I think, a golden color. We had them in blue. We had them in purple. I know I've shown them on the live a number of different times, but I think this is the only one I could find because I saw Kathleen's photo and I wanted to show you the photo and I was like, oh, let me show those too. And they're gone. That's it. All right. Now we have some kind of, they call these orbits, crystal orbits. Faceted, I called them faceted rice beads. These are 8 by 12 millimeter crystal. And these are about 14.5 to 15-inch strands. And they have this beautiful matte banding on them. And this is the kind of amber. These are 4919. This is 4919 amber, I'm going to call it, because I have this SKU multiple times. So let me show you. That's the amber. And then we also have 4919 in, we'll call it the smoke. So I have 2 of the amber and I have 5 of the smoke. And then, let's see, do I have it? I also have it, we'll call this one the gold. So 4919, I'm going to call this the gold, this the amber, and this the smoke. But they all have that amazing banding. I love these matte bands that run around them. And those are golden on one side and left on the other. These just have that beautiful glass color, and these two have that smoky glass color. So those are the crystal orbits, $8 strand. Andrew just crossed into PA. I was wondering if you're coming home tonight. You never told me what was happening. If you were headed home or if you were staying up there or finding a hotel. Wow, you're making excellent time, I feel like, if you've just crossed into PA already. Stay with us. Stay awake, Andrew. Stay awake. And then we also have, what did I say, 8 by 12. You say 8 by 12 too, but these are mislabeled. So I also have these orbits in a larger size, which I hope. Yeah, these are 10 by 13. 10 by 13. Got another 5 hours. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So about by 1 o'clock, you'll be home. Be safe out there. Make sure you stay safe. These are these orbits. How's the trip going for you? I shouldn't make you talk while you're driving. Do not talk while I hope you're pulled over. Or at least dictating to your device. These are the gold orbits, crystal orbits in the larger size if you're interested. I like these. I like these a lot. They're very blingy. Myself, and we would not use these all at once, but I would use them sporadically in things to give a little bit of a bling. They'd be a little overpowering for me otherwise. Now these are another thing I don't show off too often, but when I do, they seem like they sell. Are these glass drops in various kinds of glass drops. So this is 3501. And these are yellow glass teardrops, approximately 13 by 10 millimeters. Just a nice glass teardrop. That's all. Nice price, 10 bucks. Beautiful glass teardrop in yellow. Yellow's not always one of those colors you find very often, right? You can get it in citrine, but yellow beads are kind of few and far between, I feel like. I don't see a lot of it. So we've got these yellow glass. Keep having to flip this ruler back and forth, back and forth. 12. These are about a 16-inch strand with some space inside, of course. But just a nice glass yellow teardrop. 3501. And then we get into the big uns. And the big uns, you know, some people love them and some people have no idea what to do with them. But every time I show them, I feel like I sell some of them. So I'm going to show them again. Not that I show them that often. 24 by 13 millimeters, white glass teardrop, $10 a strand, 3523. Andrew says, I am exhausted and a little sad. You always get sad after you leave a show or a class. Also extremely excited about all the things I am going to make. I'm excited about that too. I've been seeing these projects you've been working on and they are nice. And you said that they weren't crazy to make, so I'm excited about that. So these are these gigantic glass teardrops. Some people make earrings with these. Some people use them as just a pendant. That's a really dang good price, $10 for approximately 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 pendants. So about, I don't know if every strand has 17 on them. They should be close to that. But if you were just using these as a pendant on a chain for 10 bucks for 17 of them, less than $1 each, close to 50 cents a piece, that's a really good price. Now I also have those in blue. It's very pretty blue color. And I have them in this wonderful, wonderful gray. And they're so pretty. And I don't know. I think you could do a lot with them. Like I said, I would turn them into a pendant, a simple drop pendant. Suzanne says the gray is fantastic. I know. It's almost like a kind of green gray, but it's not really. Are they ribbed? Asked Nancy. Yes. That's the other nice thing about them. They have texture. They feel really good. So they're all ribbed. Just super pretty. They look like they're hand cut. They're just, I love it. So you've got the gray, you've got the white, and you've got the blue. They're all the same SKU. 3, 5, 2. No, they're not all the same SKU. They're actually all different SKUs. Wow. 3500 for the gray. 3523 for the white. And 3526 for the blue. I don't know how that happened. That's rare. I must have been in an odd mood that night. Now I also have in these larger glass things, we have these purple ribbed glass seashells. Marion says little acorn squashes except for the color, right? And we have these purple glass seashells. They're also $10 a strand, 3515, and they are super pretty. So there are those, 3515. So if anyone's interested in those, we've got them. I don't remember where we even bought these. So we will probably, once we run out, we will never have these again. I have not seen these before. I have not seen them since. I don't remember where we got them. Andrew might, I do not. The other glass that we have is this really pretty. The girls who were looking at these today, they really like them. Faceted glass ovals, 16-inch strand, 18 by 14 millimeters approximately, 5498, $8. Look at this color. It's the color in these, right? The girls love these ones today. If you missed the beginning, the girls across the street came in asking if they can have a job here. So they're going to come in and help me out a little bit over the next few weekends, probably before they get their school started again. They want to learn how to make jewelry and how to run a business, even though their parents have the cafe across the street. Sometimes you don't want to do what your parents do, right? Especially when you're that age. So really pretty, 5498, super color on those. Next up, the pearl tray. Now there's one strand in here. These ones are too much to be in this show. But we have the browns and the top drilled. These are 3471 and they're only $10. The potato brown vintage freshwater pearls. So I have 2 strands of those left. I know the last show I did, we sold 1 or 2 of those. Recently, I've also sold some of these ones, a hot pink, about 5 by 5.5 millimeter potato pearls. These are $12 a strand. These don't actually have a skew. Well, they do have a skew, but it's not even one of ours. This is an old skew, 572729. Marion says, somebody needs to take over the jewelry biz once you old fogies retire. That's what I said. I said, because she's like, I'm going to work here for 3 years. And I said, who knows? Maybe you'll work here less. Maybe you'll get fired. I have to joke with them. She's like, you're going to fire me? I said, I don't know. It depends how good you do. And then I says, maybe you'll work here for like 8 years. I said, maybe when I'm dead, you'll take over the store. She's like, don't talk like that. She's like, but somebody does have to take it over. I'm like, I know, somebody does. These are $11 for these burgundy rice pearls. This strand doesn't have a price. I think that's up with that one. And then we've got all these different various shorty strands. I have them in a few different styles. Let's see, that's kind of that style. That's kind of that style. Mainly these 3 styles. And these are all $6 a strand each. Mary says, hope you retire rather than die. Hopefully I get to retire before I die, right? Hopefully that's an option. I don't know, I have a lot of fun. So, but these are all 2387, $6 each. So whatever style you like, you can take a screenshot of that if you want to and send it to me. Or I'll just pick some out for you if you want me to. And then the last thing I had set up for tonight was this tray. Looks like I grabbed some of those. There's this tray of various wooden beads and seeds. So these are Cocoroco seeds. That's what we were told. Cocoroco seeds, $14 a strand, 2553, and these are super cool. I love them. They look like they got a little mouse on them. You're making some little monster mouse for Halloween. There you go. I just think these are super cool. They're not for everyone, I know, but I think they would be cute as little monsters. And then we have these wooden beads, and these are all $3 a strand for the various shapes, various colors of painted wooden beads. These ones are $3.50 for the big rounds. Super light. We have these bronzy ones. Painted wood. And then I have 2 strands. I think these are $10 each. 2 strands of the painted bamboo. They're $10 a strand, 2633. These are really fun. Of course, lucky red beads in bamboo. These would go great with wooden beads, bone beads, carved bone. I think they would be excellent with those. And they're super duper light and fairly decent size hole. And that, my friends, is mostly the show for today. So I was going to take you around, but I think we've done enough today. Maybe we'll do some more in the store next time. But for now, thank you for tuning in. Let me flip the camera around real quick. Whoa, my plug's coming out. Let me unplug you. Okay, there we go. Whew. So thank you again for tuning in to our show here on Friday for $15 and under. Most things $15 and under. And I hope everyone has an amazing weekend. I'll probably be posting some things throughout the weekend on the Facebook timeline. So if there are like probably some of the ball briquette stuff that is left unsold, I may post some of my pendants, my ceramic pendants that are still available. I posted all of them the other day, but I may post the particular ones that are still available on there. And we had a few people trying to grab some of the Hannah Willow cards, but if you missed that show, that's a really good show. If you want some stationery, you never know. We do stationery sometimes too. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us all week long. And I will let y'all go so you can get some dinner. I'm gonna run home and feed my cats and get myself some dinner. I had half of a mushroom po' boy today though. So that has been tiding me over. I'm very lucky. So thank you again. Have a wonderful evening and an even better weekend. And we'll see you back here on Monday. If not before, we may do some lives or something with the girls tomorrow or Sunday. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great one. Bye.